Tuesday,
Okay, it's 4:05. Apologize for being a little late, had a tree down. We're gonna start the Town of Sangerville Select Board meeting. It's Wednesday, May 17th, 2023, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
He was down in the bus, so maybe it's like
Approval of the minutes, Select Board meeting 5/3/2023, and Select Board special meeting 5/10/2023.
make a motion to approve A and B.
Second.
All in favor? All three, very good. Review treasurer's warrants, payroll 41 and 42, and accounts payable 40 and 43.
Make a motion to approve A and B's read.
Second.
All in favor? Three. Open session, we have some guests.
Yeah.
These
6
guests
a.m.
are for
For
the new
the-
business that we were gonna discuss.
And the sheriff.
Oh, okay.
I have not heard from him, and he was down in Augusta. He said he may be slightly late, and he would.
Okay.
But I communicated with him twice today. He's down.
Okay.
I hear a car.
He's try to cat off.
Yeah.
Maybe. Fingers crossed. Or we'll just keep going. We'll give him a few
Right,
minutes. We don't
right.
have to
He
do it
should
right
be
now.
here. There's another car door.
who we're hoping for.
Oh, geez. Okay. And is the door closed now?
That'll be alright.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
no.
All right.
Bang.
Well,
Um,
we're gonna continue on, and hopefully, I have not heard anything. He said if he got held up, he would communicate with me, and I don't have anything.
We could call 3304 and ask dispatch they could get a hold of him.
Yep, I could do that.
Well, we're not even to this
Yep.
item yet.
Sure.
So, old business, town hall. I met with Plymouth Engineering, both Adam and Keith. So they're gonna put together a bid package on the project for the Public Works Building, town hall, town office. And it's the first time this has happened to us. And I asked them to kind of do, if they would do a review of the old town hall theater. And interestingly enough, one of them had worked
Huh.
on the Dover project, the Central Hall project. So I said, yeah, we'd want to bring it back to that level. We don't want to pay for bid packages. That would probably be tens of thousands of dollars.
Right.
But they're going to do that. So
Good,
that'll be
good.
interesting.
Hello. So did one of them, Adam or the other one, worked on it in the capacity of engineering?
Yeah, they'll put together a full-blown bid package that we could give to any general contractor, I guess. And that was the other thing, is they will general contract this, so I'm thinking we ask them to price it with them as the general, and then we could look elsewhere and compare, and but I had already talked to Bowman, and they were booked out till next year, so even if we had a bid package, even if we passed it, we wouldn't be doing anything until next year with them. So.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's maybe true with most anybody, but we'll see.
I've got a couple projects going on at the mill right now, and that's what I'm finding is a lot of contractors won't even talk to you right now because they are booked out 2 years.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's the same for electrical and for HVAC and everything.
yeah.
So,
Which is, to me, that's maybe more motivation to have someone like them as a general, because they know lots of players.
Right, right.
And if we could approve this thing, they might be able to get started. Whereas, if we're trying to
Get it all pieces and
spearhead
parts
this thing,
together.
it could be, I can
It's
just,
crazy.
I can already tell it's very difficult.
Right, right.
So-
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well,
they'll keep us,
that's-
he said probably first part of July before we got numbers.
Oh, wow, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good though.
And if he wanted to go through that building, I told him that you did that with the insurance rep, so I don't know that will happen, but you may hear from him.
Okay.
Anything else on that?
Yeah.
Okay. And new business, and all of our guests are here. The discussion concerning drugs and drug paraphernalia at the Veterans Memorial Park and boat landing with the Piscataquis County Sheriff and representatives from Pirate Rec, and they're all here. So thank you for coming.
Well, I'm Todd, I'm the chief deputy, I'm not the sheriff.
Okay.
He is on his way, so I don't know if you have other business, I mean, I think.
Oh, he's coming too?
Yeah, he wanted to be here. He
Okay.
Just had a meeting in Augusta and was
Okay.
Okay, well,
running a little.
as
We
long
can
as
keep
you
going.
have, you're good.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's keep going then.
We will
Hopefully-
keep going then.
Thank
Warrant a notice of election for RSU 80 MSAD 4 budget validation referendum, June 13th, 2023.
Yes, so I just need to get your signatures so that we can post this a week before the election, which is June 13th.
Okay,
Aha.
And that will be at Grace Bible Community Room.
okay.
Where do I sign?
Same spot, doesn't matter.
Just once though, right?
You're gonna sign each one.
Okay,
Yes,
so how
but-
come there's just so many?
Well-
Oh, in case, I got you, never mind.
Wherever
So
you're
I'm right
gonna-
here.
Yes. I have no idea why that makes a difference, but I remember when I was on the board, even these
You
guys.
said everyone has to sign in the same place.
Can I borrow my pen back?
Yep.
Null and
Can do
void.
them all?
Yeah, thanks.
I didn't sign that one, did I?
That one.
Danny's signature on there?
Oh, yeah. Look for the loops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when you figure, when they're doing that, they're doing that many for every town.
And there's how many towns in the district?
Too many.
Item 7, Lorna's gonna be on vacation,
I'm gonna be on vacation, yes, from June 7th to June 11th.
going to Disney.
Yeah, I wish.
Okay.
Just going to New Hampshire. And that's generally when we have our June meeting, but I know we're having one May 31st. So
Yep.
maybe we just do the one in May 31st to count for June.
Yeah, and for anybody who's listening, I anticipate the representative from the solar company that has the proposal for the project for Sangerville is gonna be at that meeting, so that will be interesting.
On May 31st special.
Yep. Yeah, that's a little out of our normal sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Road Commissioners report?
So I reached out to Gary at Hopkins. I was talking with Chris. His goal is to have Silver's Mills ready by August. So we're gonna set a tentative date for sometime in August for the paving of Silver's Mills, that section. And he's gonna give me a schedule for the coal patch, and they're gonna honor the same price as last year, $600 per ton, which I don't think it's even gonna take a ton. But he doesn't know exactly when he'll schedule it. But he did say if we're flexible and there's nothing, a crew's not doing anything, he'll probably send them out even sooner. He'll call me like the day before and say we're gonna come out and see.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna be done before the end of June?
Yeah, no, well, yeah, I don't know as to when I will, like I said, he said he would schedule it, but I will reach out to him too and say, we need at least a specific day that you're gonna schedule, or sooner.
Yeah, I guess my feeling is, because last year we were chasing snowstorms.
Right,
If he can't commit to, by the end of June, this will be
June,
done, then we gotta
Find somebody else.
we gotta wake up.
yeah.
Okay, and I was late because we had a big tree down. I don't know if you know where Kelly Eastland is, but one of those 200-year-old maples just split in half and laying in the road.
It's probably where they just went.
Could be, but it wasn't on the wires.
Doesn't
So,
matter.
you know,
Somebody
maybe
has
they're
to
just putting
poke
cones out. But that gave me the opportunity to drive your road in here. And some of those culverts, the truck in front of me literally went sideways. If
Yes.
somebody doesn't know that road at
Chris-
night, they're gonna
Yeah,
get in trouble.
Chris is, I did talk to Chris yesterday, he was gonna come to the meeting today. His goal is to start those culverts on Severs Mills, but those three on that end, close to 23, and then the one on, by Bob Brown's.
Yeah.
So that should be done within the next few weeks, those culverts.
I would have put something in those in the next few hours ideally.
Okay.
They're really dangerous.
Yeah,
I complained about it.
Which ones are
So
they,
nobody
Mike?
listens to you.
Yeah.
The last one is the worst one, but they're all,
Getting to 23.
yeah,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
nearest to 23
Okay, okay,
is,
the worst.
is dangerous.
Wow.
yeah,
Thought I took my windshield though.
yeah, Kenny hit it the other day.
Really?
Oh, it's bad.
The pickup truck in front of me obviously hadn't driven it, and when he hit that, his rear end went into the shoulder.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a big one.
Okay,
And
And
that's
all-
already been filled twice this year.
Yeah, they have,
Really?
yeah.
It just keeps eating, sinking,
Oh.
sinking.
You see the people, how they drive on my road, you understand.
Yeah. And actually, Vance Lambert just reached out to me. He's the gentleman that does our roadside mowing.
Mm-hmm.
And I have enough in the budget to do a little bit of cutting. And he noticed last year, especially on French's Mills on the big corner, about how that was growing in. So he's gonna probably go out in the next week or two and trim that back 5 feet.
yeah, that's the area where
Yeah,
herbicide would have been
yeah,
perfect. It still would work there,
yeah.
but I don't know, if somebody can,
So are you
Figure
reaching
out what
out
it
to
takes.
others as far as paving quotes, just to get an idea? Other than just Hopkins?
No, but I can, I mean, because we
Yeah,
still
it's-
wanna go with the HD though, correct? I mean, 'cause
I'd really like to understand why the HD did what it did. Because if you go out and look at it, that Silver's Mills, the whole top layer is coming right off.
I haven't been out there, I have to say.
I haven't slowed down to look at it, but it seemed, I thought it was smooth enough.
Is it dry?
No, but it's that top sealant's going away and you're getting right to the aggregate in a lot of spots.
It's
I-
coming right off?
Yeah.
I will look at it.
yeah. And I'll reach out to
Yeah.
Gary about it again as well.
Okay.
Just in time.
Good timing.
Yeah.
Hi there.
All right, well, we'll move back to item 6. The sheriff is now here, along with deputy and representatives from Pirate Rec. It's a discussion concerning drug paraphernalia at the park and the boat landing. Thank you all for coming. So, you wanna start, or?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are down there, I'm sure you've, been down around the boat landing and we're definitely finding a lot of needles, a lot of paraphernalia from people who are there. Why we thought of having everybody get together is you guys do a phenomenal job of what you do, and you have a large volume of kids out there playing all the time. And it's kinda scary with all this stuff down there. So, for us, we don't really have any answers, so we didn't know if, with everybody together, if we could come up with something for a thought. I know one thing that I thought about the other day was, Officer Gould retiring for this conversation is a very bad thing, because I know a lot of times in the evenings for Mike, you know, he would sit there once in a while, or he would pull in through there a lot. And now that he's gone, we don't have that person that's in and around there so much.
So you're finding them at the boat ramp or at the swimming
Both.
area or both
Both.
places?
I have even found some stuff in the front parking lot.
Okay.
Yep.
I think the worst of it is when you drive down and you have the boat landing, then you have where you can go right down by the soccer field, and that's where I saw the most of it, because I coach soccer as well in the fall, and driving down into that beach that they all go down into, that soccer field's lined right there with baggies, needles. I would have to walk through there to clean it up before our kids got out to practice.
Let alone they don't stop pulling in there when we're at practice.
The
So you
amount
watch
of
them
things
go
we
in
see.
sober and come out high.
I think there are transactions going on in there too.
Absolutely.
there's
We
lots,
count them.
Yeah.
We count them just because that's how ridiculous it is. And it's true what he said. Mike used to patrol it all the time. Partly, I don't know if it's because he was excited to see all of us and say hi, whatever, but we haven't seen a sheriff, a car, anything since he retired. And it's gotten way worse. I've been there for years coaching and with my boy, and it's never been this bad.
Do you guys talk to the kids about what this stuff could look like? Because a lot of it looks like candy, and it's very scary stuff.
I mean, I'm open with my kid
Oh,
about
yeah,
it, but you
me
can't
as
be.
well.
That's like
Right, yeah.
the line where some
Right.
parents aren't comfortable with that. It's not something we can publicly say, hey, be careful.
Oh, I think you can.
Yeah, I
Because, I
would.
mean, seriously, I don't see where it's, you know what I mean, to promote that, or not to promote it, but to make sure the parents are aware that, you know, this is real, it's there. And it isn't, shouldn't be up to you to educate the parents' kid, but they should be knowing about it. So,
Yeah.
you know, we don't want kids down there, no, look at that needle, or what's in this, or,
That's really
That's
why
my
we
fear.
brought it up, is the
Yeah.
idea of someone getting hurt, it would just be
sure.
terrible.
I think maybe a meeting like with the parents first would probably be smarter and give them the opportunity to speak to their kid first, you know, because you don't want to step on those toes and make upset parents. But my question for you guys was why you have the boat landing, then you drive down into this beach area. Why is it an opportunity there to be like gated so that cars aren't going down there?
We did that, it didn't
They'll go
matter.
around the gate.
Well, I
Right.
know,
But they just walk
like,
in, and they still did it. It's,
I just,
we did have that block for a while, and
Yeah.
didn't change it.
I mean, I just
I mean,
remember.
it was an area that the community could enjoy. I mean, people would go
Right.
down and eat their lunch, or, you know, go fishing,
Yes.
you know, it's
Yeah.
a part of the whole. But now we've talked a little bit about security cameras. If we
Yeah.
had the technology to alert, is that something you guys would be able to respond to in real time?
Oh, so most of the time, yes. Yeah, there's only a few of us, and we're all over.
It's a
the
big county.
Yeah, yeah.
But our office isn't far away. And, yeah, there's still 3 deputies that live here in Sangerville. So, yeah, Jamie Kane and Kyle Wilson and Jeremy Radcliffe all live in Sangerville. So we certainly can do that, and sometimes you can get identifying information off of, you know, either a license plate, or you can look and say, oh yeah, we know what that is. A couple of thoughts. So you're seeing it during the day, because I kind of assumed it was happening in the evening or at night.
I think it's almost more happening while we're there because there's things going on. It doesn't look, they're thinking in their mind that it doesn't look as sketchy for them to pull in because we have 2 teams practicing who's going to pay attention to
There's
my
all
car.
kinds of cars
I
there.
think,
Exactly.
I bet you're right.
Like,
But during games, it's like,
It's-
we have people, you know what I mean? Because it's not for the baseball field,
Right.
for instance, is not a great spot for spectators.
Right.
And to have the cars in and out, we notice it way more when they're going down, you know what I mean? You can watch them drive right down there and then 10 minutes later they come right back and it's so much of it's so frustrating to have them just go by because they don't pay attention to the children either.
right, the way the field is set up with the road right there, we're already on guard with all of our kids just with the traffic with baseball and softball. Never mind these people that are coming in their right headspace and then leaving not in the headspace, and you're just worried about the kids. Like, it's a busy area. Go pick somewhere else. Like, why do it with kids? Like, this is
So
like,
the answer is, you have a right. I mean, they don't even process that. That is kids, they need a fix, and wherever they are, and wherever they pick up the packet or whatever, they're going to the closest place, or when the need for a fix hits them, that's where they do it. And we get calls when they're passed out at intersections because they stopped and
yep.
gave themselves a hit, and now they're just sitting there. And of course, it's really a nationwide problem. There's no sign of this drug epidemic abating at all. And it literally is in every community, not only in the county, but almost literally in the United States.
Everywhere.
So it is a significant issue. I think you have some suggestions.
No, I mean, I was thinking of, game cameras maybe, or,
See, we thought of that because our shed just got broken into, maybe 2 months ago now.
Yeah.
The Guilford shed got broken into like 2 weeks after us, but we were the first ones that got broken into. They just took all of our baseballs and hit them on the field, right? And it wasn't bad or anything, but like, it's not only the drug thing, it's just the whole point. Like, these people that are probably leaving all this stuff all over the ground are also breaking into our shed to the point I can't put anything valuable in there. I don't even want to leave our concession food in there. Like,
Probably,
I was gonna say that,
yeah, that's a kid thing. That's some
Yeah.
of the local kids do that.
yeah.
because if you, well, I know, you may have dealt with some of these people on heroin, but no, once they do it, they're out of it to the point of,
They're not motivated.
no, there is no motivation for,
Would a temporary fix be some dummy cameras and some signs?
We thought about that, but
Because
You don't-
game cams would work, but at the end of the day, they're gonna have to chase them down and catch them doing this wrong. You know, a lot of these people are users. There's, yeah, drug deals going down there, but
and
when they see cameras, they're gonna avoid going there, period. Not so much as catching them, it's just deterring them someplace else. 'Cause, like
I'm
you
open
said,
to
you
try
can take
anything,
them.
but like he just said, if they're okay to do it at an intersection, or at Robinson's parking lot, or wherever, they're not gonna mind doing it in front of a game camera. I don't think they're gonna care.
Right, you do see them pull into Guilford Robinsons and you can sit at Rite Aid and watch it all happen and there's cameras everywhere. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Well, that is the point. How do you-
Yeah, I get what you're
How do you
saying.
deal with people who just don't care? Whatever consequences there are, they don't care about that either.
So is there a possible, and I'm not trying to, I don't wanna dump a bunch onto you guys, cause obviously you have a big turf and we all understand, but like, where we do have more local officers, is there a way that you could talk to them and maybe, end a shift or whatever, to try to get them to do an occasional, try to get some presence down there for us?
Oh, I think we can do that.
I don't know if that will help, but I
I'm
just,
sure we can do that. I'm sure it won't hurt, and it may keep some of the vandalism and stuff down. I'm sure, if they think there's a regular police presence there, they're gonna kind of take that out of their mind as a place to go quick.
right.
Go over to Number All or the next closest place, but we can certainly have guys go in there more and.
I mean, I don't think we can fix the problem, because it's just what you said, this is huge. But, and I hate to be the person that I wanna see it move to somebody else's problem, but I'm okay to do that as long as we're protecting all these kids that are out there playing. If they happen to go somewhere into a regular, we find it in our parking lot right here in the center of town.
Yeah.
So if they end up being down here, at least there's not a bunch of kids playing there
Right.
compared to out there.
Remember down to the stream?
Yeah,
Yes.
although,
That's a
if
big
you
gathering area down the stream.
the old walkway behind the numeral sign that goes down to Mill Street,
Yeah,
that is just
unfortunately,
absolutely
people,
full.
Unless you're a school campus, like you go to the Guilford campus, the high school, the soccer field, you're not gonna see this stuff there because it's a school zone. Like, they take that seriously, and I mean, does the high school cameras in the parking lot, have they ever worked? Like, what I'm saying is they see school campus and they're in fear. Like, nobody goes into the school campus to do this stuff. But since we're at a public boat ramp, public, that's where it comes in, where they're gonna,
Yeah, if you patrolled that back right-hand corner at about 5 o'clock and on, just for a couple hours, you'll have a million people.
You're gonna ruin somebody's day.
Them knowing
Yeah.
you're going down in there, I would be willing to bet it's gonna deter them altogether from going there. That's why they go there. It's way back in the corner. They can see you coming in before you can see them. They can ditch whatever they need to, or they can get out of there when they need to.
right, it's the wood coverage area that we're having the most issue with is, because they're smart when they drive down there, and I think they are anyway, like, they're going down the circle and doing their E down there and coming up, like, boat landing, you have people putting boats in, you don't see a lot of it there, but that little road that goes along.
Oh, I've got
this-
many people putting in boats that send me pictures.
Yeah,
They put, there's that little parking area by the boat landing,
yeah.
they pull in there.
It's not even all
Yeah.
just drug paraphernalia, it's dirty diapers,
It's,
it's,
It's gross.
Oh, gosh.
it's so gross. I used to swim there as a kid, my parents took me there and it used to be nice, but now you couldn't pay me to put my kids in there.
Mhm.
It's just
Now,
sad.
when you, sorry, go ahead. When you find the, I said, go ahead, and then I said, go ahead.
We know.
Oh, no, you.
Welcome to my world.
We know. Just sit back and relax for a minute,
Okay.
don't even know.
When you find the stuff, do you clean it up?
Oh, yeah,
You clean it up.
yep,
So you put gloves on and you have a plastic bag and you.
yeah, oh, those are in my car all the time.
Yeah.
I drive with gloves everywhere now, and that's sad.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
You know, I learned that I had 2 soccer practices last year, and I saw it one time, and I just put gloves in my car because
Yeah.
you're gonna go every day, and you're gonna see a new one, no matter how many times you pick it up. It's an ongoing problem.
Mm.
Are you finding 1, 10? I mean, how many needles?
Oh, it's between baggies, tin foil, empty pen cartridges, anything really. I mean, the needles are probably the more or less item that you see here and
Right.
there, but baggies, tin foil that have been burned, you know, you can tell it's up to no good because it's burnt everywhere. Or a pen pulled apart. That's what I find. Soccer, it was terrible last year, picking up pen parts, springs everywhere that people just took apart a pen.
Yes,
Exactly.
yeah. So it used to be that area that you're talking about down, we used to always break up kids drinking.
Mhm.
We don't have that.
Mild.
No, people don't care.
Nobody worries about
drinking.
drinking.
Yeah, right.
Only the older people drink.
That's old news.
It's true, we seldom run across kids drinking. It's kind of an interesting thing. We used to pay guys overtime just to try to come down on that. And unfortunately, and this is not kids. It's
No.
by and large, it's doing the heroin or the fentanyl or meth or whatever drug of choices. It's adults and oftentimes it's older adults, you know.
Yeah. Well, where the fentanyl is coming in is the really scary part, because like, these kids that aren't educated on it could pick that pen up, and it doesn't matter if they ingested anything, sometimes fentanyl, when you touch it, it can kill you,
Yeah.
you know, so that's where, right, like a little kid thing, I mean, I was interested when I was a little kid of anything and everything, that's my fear here, is, I mean, I hate to say it happening, but I don't wanna see it happen.
I wonder too if, we'd have to get with the planning board, but I wonder if there's any options there. We have to be careful because of shoreline zoning, but to have like, the grinder head go in there
Oh, and clear.
and clean that, a lot of that brush and stuff up. So that way there, like when you did pull in, you could actually see down through there. It open it up enough to provide more visibility, less of a hiding spot.
Right, more visibility, they will be less likely to go
Right.
there.
Mhm.
I'm not sure, I mean, how that works. I'd have to find out.
We've talked about the fact that we've got a road going through the middle of 2 sports fields. And that's really not the way it should have been designed.
Terrible.
And it's just a matter of finding the resources. There's enough land there to build the road around
Yeah.
and
I
close
heard
the
about
road in the middle. And that's really what should be done.
that. Yes.
That'd be
And
awesome.
we'll get back to work on that, because it
Yeah.
really, I can't think of another park
That would-
where they
that's-
bifurcate the park with a road
Right.
through the middle of it.
Well, I mean, the
So-
soccer field wasn't always over there, was
No,
it?
no,
and that
that's
was-
the problem.
Right, so it came in after, and now we're having an issue, because soccer, like, that's the worst, like, when you have somebody on a softball field
Yep.
and our soccer field, if you could just make it go around the back of the soccer field.
Even legitimate traffic, people who just wanna go boating.
Right.
It's, you know, it's
Yeah.
a mess, so.
It is.
Unfortunately, the soccer field was basically a gift. It was all done through donations, they did a great job.
They did.
But it wasn't part of a plan.
Right,
And so that, in hindsight, we really should have held that up until we put the road in.
yeah, yeah.
But anyway, we're aware of it, and I think we ought to put it back on the budget. At least get prices so we can propose it, and, because until we fix that, we're just spinning
Yeah,
our
it's
wheels.
just about the kids' safety, Like,
Right.
they don't know enough like us adults to always look both ways and not run out. You're at the park, you're at the baseball field, like,
Well, half the time, I think the kids are more knowledgeable than the adults.
yeah.
Yeah, and if security cameras could be a solution, we'd look at it. I mean, is there, if when somebody's arrested, are there consequences, or is it just pretty much in and out and they're back doing it again next week?
Well, there are consequences, and there's attempts to try to get them into treatment. And as you know, that's not, doesn't have a real high success rate. Yeah, there are consequences. Usually some jail time.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the amount that someone
Yeah.
has on
In their history.
it, yeah.
Particularly if there's transactions, and it sometimes looks like that's what's going on, because you'll see a $500 car go in with another $500 car, and then they're only on there for a minute and one leaves. So I'm thinking, but,
Right, you're thinking you got it.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to live in a surveillance state. I mean, I detest the idea of cameras in every place, but it is effective, and there's a reason why they're going up every place, because they are a deterrent, and they're also very good at telling us what happened when something goes bad.
yeah.
Is there anything through, you know, as far as to help control the drug issue, is there any federal money or anything through the state to help the town for cameras or signage or anything like that out there yet? That you know of? If there isn't, we've got to do something, but. And if
Yeah.
you guys have any ideas as far as anything signage wise to go out there. You know, I remember Sheriff Gogan's signs that went up all over the place years ago about the free ride for anybody for shoplifting, or, you know, same idea. If
Right.
there's something that, you know, if you guys could think of something, then it would help.
We can design one.
I mean, I think we should pitch this to Jamie King, because he would eat this right up, like, dear officer, he would make an awesome poster with an awesome slogan that said, maybe it would help. I mean,
Yeah, well, the right signage, and
Yeah.
if you guys started showing up, they might find a more attractive place,
Exactly.
because it's just not fun. So, yeah, we're open.
They might take somebody's back road there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
I'm already picking them up on Silver's Mills, I don't mind.
Alright.
I'll just as soon pick up a few more on my road if it meant not being around all the
The
time.
down at Norton Mills
Yeah,
and
I
on
mean,
Black
they just,
Stream.
that's my,
It's on there.
yeah, they're everywhere, they really are.
You can't even go brook fishing anymore.
No, you can't.
As far as dealing with these people that are in an altered state, do you have any, I mean, are they
So
any suggestions with regard to that?
I suggest you don't approach them. I mean, so, correct me if you think I'm wrong, but, or if you have suggestions. Normally, they're very docile, but that can change quickly. And it can depend on exactly what they're on. Yeah, if you think about fentanyl, it's usually they're nodding off and pretty docile, but it could be fentanyl and cocaine, or it could be, there's all kinds of stuff out there. So, and of course Narcan is, a lot of people carry it now, but if someone administers Narcan, they oftentimes come back combative. You know, when they come back to life, they can be combative. So we suggest you lead them. You don't want them driving off just, you know, to get away from you. Yeah, because then they're a danger. So if you come across them, call. We get calls all the time of this type of thing. And yeah.
And when they're driving, are they, what kind of drivers? I mean, you know, we know drunk drivers, we know people that are high on marijuana drivers.
Texting.
What do they do? How are they,
Some can't,
yeah.
that's why they
they're
sit in the
usually-
street later,
They're just,
sit in a parking lot.
Yeah.
They can't even function, I mean.
Often they're very erratic.
okay.
You know, they'll be all over the place. And, Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, just like someone intoxicated under alcohol,
Okay.
just like someone,
Yeah. Speeds can be very erratic. And it's really, it's like Todd said, you know, different people react differently to alcohol. And that's true with people under the influence of other substances.
Yeah, you'll see them fly down into the boat landing like they're late for a really important meeting, and then they come out and they're just all, life is perfect,
Wow.
and I've got all the time in the world. So, I mean, you can see what's going on there. Like, what's so important about the Sangerville Beach that you.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you all, and if anybody has suggestions, we're trying to figure out a way to help.
Well, we can step up patrols there
That would be
Yeah.
great.
if,
That would be wicked.
Yep, that won't hurt.
That's right.
if you do set up some cameras, you know, video equipment, perhaps there's a way that we can share that ability with you. You know, wherever, I don't know if you'd have it in the town office or
We don't have anything yet.
wherever you'd be able to watch it,
Yeah.
but you might think about allowing us to.
Link in.
Yes.
That's what if we did a
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi and shared that connection with you, you guys could watch it at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because we were gonna put a game camera up when the shed got broken into, but the problem is there's no Wi-Fi there, so it's only a game camera option, and that's an SD card you pull out. So I mean,
Well, actually, there are game cams now that you subscribe with a self company. And you can power them with a solar panel. If we get it high enough so they can't reach it,
Yes.
literally, you gentlemen would have a picture sent to you in real time. But you're gonna get lots of them.
Right.
You're gonna get every soccer mom and everybody who,
That's the problem.
so I don't know if that's separating the wheat from the, but you also might start to say, okay, I recognize that car. And,
that's what you'd have to catch on to, because
Yeah.
even the smartest people, like when two cars go down there, you obviously see them go down there, but if they get into a car, you have no, what if they say they were visiting, you know, like you have to catch them in action, and how hard is that? Like, pretty hard, right?
Usually when the officers make contact with them, the officers can tell,
Yeah,
or they can see something that is, a clue as to what's happening.
gotcha.
But also, I think if you could make that initial contact in reference back to a camp, you know, you were seen over at the boat landing, that probably wouldn't happen too long and that car wouldn't show up at the boat landing.
Right.
Or at least for that activity.
Right, the last 4 days at 4 o'clock, you've gone down to this boat landing, came out 5 seconds later. What's going on here? That's all that would need to be said.
do you ever take paraphernalia and go as far as like, fingerprint or DNA analysis or, no? So, because if we had a repeat offender, their fingerprints would show up in the system, but that's not something we would do.
no, DNA is so far behind, we have their caseload's so far
Oh, yeah.
behind, and,
Yeah.
they prioritize murders and other things.
We'd catch a lot of people if we did
That's it.
fingerprinting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
6 to 8 months behind on a sexual assault.
Oh,
So-
jeez.
Something like that would never see the light of day as far as
Jeez.
testing.
Right.
Mike, what's the price range of those?
Few $100s,
Is that right?
yeah, and you've got a monthly subscription to
Sure, so you
pay.
gotta
Yeah.
have
But yeah, I would say,
We also have security cameras
yep,
that do the same
Yep.
as the, the feed and the solar panel but just like the ones that you would have at home with Wi-Fi, they could also be cellular.
and we could put Wi-Fi in down there, and we've got electricity, our cameras don't need to be solar powered.
That's true.
Right, that's
But-
It would be a Wi-Fi thing, really.
Yeah,
Actually, we could talk about that.
Yeah.
Because they're going out through that way now.
but it might be the matter of the cruiser going through more often and the right signage, and all of a sudden they just don't feel welcome. Who knows, that might help.
Right, oh,
Well, it
absolutely.
kind of, it's
It's not
a
gonna
spark
hurt.
in their mind, they've caught on to things.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I should go elsewhere.
Yeah,
I can
Yeah.
cause other problems.
particularly if it's when you guys are using the place, is when you guys tend to show up, maybe at least
Right.
they'll stay out while the kids are there.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
anyway, it's a mess, but.
So we'll work on having extra people, patrol in and out of there. And I'll work on getting a sign because we can use it in other places around the county. So I think that's a good idea.
And any suggestions you have for us,
Yep.
please,
Yes.
please
That would be great.
forward them.
That would be great.
Okay.
So,
I don't know, are the towns allowed to set up like, I've seen them before, it said drug-free zones, and I don't know if there's additional consequences for those.
I don't, I mean, what they're doing is
You guys
illegal
answer
already,
that.
so.
It'd be up to you to answer that question.
Right, like what is it, isn't the park already, I mean, isn't everywhere drug-free
Wow,
zone?
yes.
So
I mean,
like,
sometimes that will increase consequences.
You're almost back to your,
Oh, really?
put it back almost to a school zone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
so if we were to put up one of those signs, I think it actually, didn't Dare make signs like that? That said
And I don't know if
drug-free?
that's, I'd have to look, but.
And we were to catch someone down there, it'd be worse consequences, as you're saying, like.
I think it
And I
would be
think-
anyways, because there's children there.
Doesn't
It
matter.
should be,
It's
it
still
should
public
be
though.
school
Yeah.
affiliated,
It's part of-
in my
yeah,
opinion.
Yeah, I mean, those are things that the DA and the court would all take into consideration.
Yeah.
But
Fact of the matter is, you can arrest 100 people down there, and there'll be 100 more there tomorrow.
Right.
You're not gonna stop the issue we have.
It's such a bad
It's just
idea.
nice that we can deter it.
We gotta
from there.
deter it, yes.
Yes.
Make it so it's not
It's
as
not-
convenient and comfortable.
It's
Right.
not on them, our justice system fails us all with everybody they arrest. They either end up ratting and getting out in, 6 months after they've sold thousands of dollars of drugs, or
Yeah, unfortunately.
somebody
this
just
is-
uses and the penalty for using it really isn't that big of a deal. They're more mad about losing their drugs and not being able to get high for a couple of days while they're in jail. So,
Oh, they're not mad, they're sick, I mean,
Right, yeah.
oh my gosh.
That's why we really want, the kids gotta know that you don't ever pick up tinfoil, something as innocuous as a pen, don't touch it.
Right.
And
But they don't know.
I
Me
know.
back in school, we never had to do, like you said, it was always drinking, like we were always catching my older brother drinking where he shouldn't have been, but like now it's, your kids have to be educated on this,
Yeah.
cause we just had it in our district, that 14-year-old. It's happening young,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Alcohol's out the window, drugs are in, unfortunately.
yeah. it
All
is.
right, thank you all.
All right.
Thank
All right,
you
thanks,
very, very,
everybody.
very much.
Thank you all.
All right. Anything else?
No, I don't, that we completed, any selectmen's concerns?
I just had the Thomas Road, which I think we're slogging through.
Yep.
And, yeah, I mean,
What?
I don't know who graded
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you, oh, thank
Warren.
you. Warren graded it?
I'm pretty sure you did.
But didn't finish it? Oh, okay. So I think that's all taken care of.
I did drive, because we had that last meeting around the Boat Launch Road and the Center Pond Road. And I drove down there this weekend and saw that road. The road actually was not that bad a shape. I think because you had helped drain some water out of there, so by the time I got there, it wasn't even really muddy, so.
Huh.
Yeah,
More importantly, honestly, I think it could use a little bit of gravel, there's no doubt about it. And really, I think instead of worrying about spending all kinds of money, we kind of committed to a load a year for the next X amount or whatever.
Yeah.
But it definitely needs some high up pruning.
Yeah, and I was concerned about, I mentioned stumping. A stump is much more dangerous than a tree, because you see the tree. When you turn wide and the stump is below your vision, that's how don't ask me how I know this, but you can lose the front end of your pickup truck. So if we could, there's some timber down there that was, but I think cleaning that up, stump it where we possibly can, that's probably more of the concern, because somebody they're gonna hit one of those stumps.
I was actually gonna go down and cut it off, because my boat's not going in with that stump the way it is.
It happened to me once and I was so angry that I said I would never hit the tree.
No, that's right.
So, but other,
When were those trees cut? That when
Cut
those?
'em last year.
Last year.
We just did 'em
Oh,
last,
that's.
it was late, actually.
Yeah, it was very late.
Last
Oh,
fall.
oh, oh, that's when we
Yeah.
did that clearing. So there's stumps.
yeah, yeah. So if Chris could go down and stump it
Okay.
and clean up the logs that are on the ground, it's really not, and I'm assuming the docks are going in here.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
ooh, geez, good thing you said that. We need to find somebody to repair those. Chris said when they took those out last year, he mentioned they needed work.
Okay,
We are,
Warren, when I saw him
Crunch time.
Sunday,
all right,
he said that those, we need somebody to work on those before they put them back in.
all right, guess what?
both of them?
He mainly specified center. He didn't, but we weren't specifically talking about being ahead.
Are they in the way now, as far as getting, launching a boat?
Well, I guess not, cause I know, Dan Tilton's got a pontoon boat similar to mine, and he put his in 2 weekends ago.
Because if, I
And
mean,
Kim's put
Yeah,
his in.
Kim's putting his in.
But I think the difference is we put that crushed stone in. So now you,
Oh,
when we put the stone, because before it used to drop right off.
right, you didn't wanna
And
get
we
off.
put the stone in there last year and smoothed that right out, so you don't have to be perfectly on the concrete anymore. And all those concrete stones are all lined up now too. Did those last
Oh,
year.
that will help a lot, because they were bad.
you move those concrete stones?
Yeah.
Cause the ones in Manhattan, if you back in and your tire ends up in the middle and then because it's, they're not perpendicular.
They need to be squared
they're
up
not
again.
Parallel,
Mhm.
they need to be squared up.
Mhm.
Yeah, cause you catch your tire in them.
No, we did the ones
So we might wanna, I mean, if we can,
All right,
It's
straighten
not
up.
that, well, anyway, it's not that big of an issue.
to move them?
You just need the right piece of equipment.
You need somebody that wants to go swimming, and you need a chain, that's all you really need.
Yeah.
Oh, just latch onto the one corner and then,
Yep, cause there's steel rods.
Oh, there are?
Yeah, cause
Oh.
those are supposed to be bolted together.
oh.
So they're supposed to,
okay.
they
So
put them
that's-
together on the shore,
Sure.
upside down, and as you're putting them together, they push them out.
I
And
see.
you just, basically, you roll them right out into the water.
Uh-huh.
So the ones that on center were never bolted,
And the ones on Manhattan were never.
and that's why we are where we are.
Most of the launches I go to, they're not,
They're not,
yeah.
But they're all made to be bolted together. for that reason.
right, face the,
There's 2 tabs on each side, and they go right together, and a bolt pin holds them
Okay.
together, so you've got a steel pin or a steel plate on
yeah.
each end, and you just hook a chain on them and pull them in,
Okay.
so
Right.
it wasn't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was gonna be, but it wasn't, so
That really needs to be done.
glad you told me that, because I was thinking about putting my boat in down there.
Yeah,
so-
now, you start out fine, and then if you end up in there,
Mhm.
and then when you go to pull your trailer out, your tire's wedged right in there. Pop.
Okay. Anything else?
Motion adjourned.
Second.
All right, we are adjourned, it's 4:53.